So, Brook, you'll notice Lamar is not here today.
Well, yeah, I mean, you called him, right?
Well, here's the thing. I brought Chase. Chase in to help us out because there's been recent stigma behind the fact that Afro Samurai 2 was such a bad game that they had to pull it off the shelf. So I thought that because Lamar is the one Afro Ninja Harris, that the stigma would travel to our little podcast
all
here.
Afro Swordsmen.
And I can't have that. I mean, we're really getting some steam here, so I can't be fucked with.
I think that was a smart move on your part, man.
You know, so I told
Just
him...
nip it in the bud.
Sorry, I'm late, guys. Hey, what's up?
Oh. Hey, Lamar. You made it.
Hey, buddy.
Hey, I actually haven't even met you yet, man. I'm Chase.
Hey, Chase.
Hey, this is
sitting
Chase.
in my seat. Hey.
I may or may not be your replacement. I'm not sure just yet.
So you're not...
Well, let's not throw out
No, I'm
words.
just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Let's not
I'm just
throw out
kidding.
words like that just yet.
Let's not say
Lamar.
replacement. Let's just
Hey.
say temporary guest host.
I
Temporary,
like that title.
You know, and I thought I emailed you and I said that that it's been changed to next week.
Yeah, we're next week. This is this week though.
Right, but we didn't actually Brooke, help me out here. Help me out here.
Is there something wrong, guys?
Hey Chase, you're the new guy. Why don't you explain it to him?
So, okay. You're a great guy, obviously, from what I hear from Matt and Brooke here. But we just we wanted to nip wanted to nip it in the bud. We needed.
We can't have Afro Swordsmen!
You're out.
What?
You're out.
You took it right out of my mouth.
You know what? It's not my fault that there's a samurai not completing his job. Okay, I come every week, and I'm not doing.
Oh, he's crying again.
I mean,
oh, he's
you
starting to
really
cry.
got-
Alright, hand him tissues.
I hope you all get Afro nuts.
And he's gone. He's gone. Well, that worked. And that's it.
But what if we get Afro nuts?
Initializing booting protocol. Matt in the man cave.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Matt Howe, Brook Hub, and Lamar Harris.
We can't have Afro Swordsmen!
Hello, everybody! Welcome to Matt in the Man Cave. I'm Matt Howes.
I'm Brook Hubs.
I'm Lamar, the one Afro Ninja.
And I'm Chase Austin, guest star for the day.
Cha-ching!
What's up?
Again, you're not allowed to call yourself the one Afro Ninja anymore.
Know what? Samurai.
And I'm pretty sure that in
Screw
the
samurais.
past, I'm pretty sure in the past I dubbed Brook the one Afro Ninja.
You know
Oh
what?
god, no, I don't want that.
Last week you were so willing, though.
We have our my good friend Chase here with us. Chase, why don't you introduce yourself to the crowds? of
Hi, crowds of the podcast community. I am Mr. Chase Austin. I am an actor in this wonderful town of Los Angeles. And if you're under the age of 15, you have probably seen me on like Nickelodeon or Disney. But if you're anywhere above that age, you don't know who the hell I am. So let's just...
I only know him because he's a cool dude, but
And we had a very lovely relationship about 2 years ago.
And
Very
if
lovely.
you are over the age and you know who he is, you need to stop watching
Seriously.
Nickelodeon.
we have a bunch of fun stuff to talk about today. We are, of course, going to talk about Fallout 4 as we've all progressed a little bit more.
Yes.
We're going to go into Rise of the Tomb Raider. We've finished that game. Brooke finished that game. We have the finale of Telltale's Game of Thrones, which Lamar and I both finished. And we also have Star Wars Battlefront.
What?
Eh.
What was that?
We'll
get
to
there.
it.
We'll get to it.
After my lengthy post about how I wasn't going to buy Battlefront that I put on our page, and then you just went out and bought Battlefront.
I did. Well, realistically, Best Buy gave it to me.
All right.
So, whatever. So Fallout 4, boys. Guess who finally made his way to Diamond City?
Jesus, just now?
Well, I guess who went to Diamond City, got Piper as a companion, and then went off to do more side quests it's still telling me to go to the Valentine Detective Agency to talk about where my son is.
Oh my god. You might as well be level 4 at this
I'm
point.
like 20 fucking hours deep into this game, and I'm completely fine with the level of progression I have. And also, can we discuss something real quick? Who here really thinks that you're still looking for your baby boy in this game?
There's no doubt about that.
Who thinks that there's a baby that you're gonna save? Like, fucking, you're gonna go walk out and be like, oh, that's my baby, my child. There's no way that when I was put back into cryostasis after the beginning events where they took my baby, that it just immediately opened up after they left. Like, he's still a baby.
Oh, he's probably like either 20, 30 or something like that. I'm assuming there's quite a bit more.
He's 150.
He's got to be older.
Yeah, because he was in the vault for 200
200 years.
200 plus years, but we don't know when they unfroze him. So the baby was a baby when they took him, so they could have been frozen for 100 years, 150 years. We don't know.
I think if you read the computers in the
It says
cryo
like
place.
10 years.
Yeah.
But that's not right.
No, I think he's
10
going to
years
be
they
an
started
adult.
to fail, yeah?
Yeah.
I honestly, this is where I think it's going to be going. I think by the end of the game, you're going to either get into some sort of conflict with your son and realize that it is your son at the end of the conflict, if you know what I mean. And I think that's what it's going to be. I just hope it's different because
was my son.
I'm going to excuse myself from this particular subject because it was spoiled for me.
Right. Someone
gotcha,
spoiled for him,
gotcha.
so he can get off of that. Well,
Goddamn
no, we're not going to spoil it. But I'm saying that's all I really have to say about the son thing, because I just hate that like my dialogue options are, oh, so what are you here for? I'm looking for my baby. No, you're you're fucking dumb if you think you're looking for your baby. It's whatever.
Try to find my little black baby.
But
Yeah, you have a little black.
Everyone has little black
I
babies.
just-
Love it. Love it.
I need to share something about my first interaction with Diamond City.
Go
For the
on.
First time. I am introduced to the market. Beautiful place, right?
Make sure to keep talking into the microphone.
I know, I'm sorry. I am very new to this.
Mr.
Very new.
Actor.
Mr. Actor. Oh, I don't know if you know.
Excuse me, I don't have a giant ass mic right in front of my face the entire time. They have the nice little small ones right here on my chest, so I don't have to worry about anything.
Don't you just sit there like this?
Yeah, I pull the shirt up to my mouth and start talking. No, but my first interaction at Diamond City, I accidentally being the key word, killed Myrna, the surplus store owner.
Good job.
I wasn't my fault. She walked in on me trying to steal something out of her chest.
Oh, you told
Ah.
me this. Now, doesn't everybody in Diamond City fucking hate you now?
No, I can't go back. I cannot go back.
The story
I have
for
4
him.
quests there, and I cannot go back.
Your story
literally
is now
eliminated your story.
I think I did. I think my save is just screwed. 'Cause
No, I
remember
think you
doing
can
all
still
the other things.
go. You probably just have to sneak into the detective agency or whatever. But I don't.
I gotta say, that reminds me of whenever Morrowind was out.
Yeah.
And I was playing. My buddy had it. I didn't have it, but I was playing it at his house, and he's like explaining it to me. I'm just standing there, and I'm like, so I can just like kill anybody in this? He's like, well, yeah, but like, you know, some of them are crucial to the plot, and if you kill them, it doesn't go on. And so I'm just like staring at a guy, and it's like warning, if you kill this guy, like you won't have a game left. And I just stabbed him anyways.
I love it because you would kill people in Morrowind, and it'd be like, with this person's death, the fate of the world is now officially sealed. And I'm like, how do I know that? Like, it's just fucking God's like, hey, look, I know I'm not really around in these video games, but you just fucked up hardcore, and I came out just to tell you
I'm gonna
that.
send you a text message.
I'm gonna send you a text message to your brain.
Text from God. You fucked up.
I
Winky
have been
face.
doing a lot of side quests around in the northern areas, like in like where the starting areas, like just
Near Sanctuary and all that
the
fun
Sanctuary, like everywhere on the other side of the Charles River, pretty much.
I've actually not explored that area yet.
Oh no, that's where you. I'm talking about the areas where you start.
So my playthrough, I went from Sanctuary and I kind of went southeast. So Diamond City, and then I got everything east of Diamond City. And so like northeast and everything south is completely blank still.
Oh, see, now go south. There's a lot of really interesting quests, and they say there's a weird rumor. I don't know if I can substantiate this at all, but they say that the bottom left-hand corner of that map, you can go beyond the borders, or be where the A bomb went off.
Oh, I heard something about
that. I haven't even looked at it or looked into it, but that is what I'm most excited for, honestly. To see if I can find any Easter eggs down there.
To blow up everyone. I want Boston in this game to turn to Megaton from Fallout 3, where I have the option to just push that button and just push it. And they'll be like, but Matt, you're killing everybody. Yeah, but I'm killing the super mutants, and I'm killing all the fucking deadly robots and the raiders. I'm like, and we'll just start fresh. And we got the vaults. Let's just go back in the fucking vaults for another 200 years.
Codsworth will still be around, I'm sure.
Yeah.
Did you hear that? Like a rifle went off in the background just now.
Yeah. Good shot.
I always feel, in this game, I feel either under-leveled or overpowered. I've never felt perfect. Like, I'm either getting one-shotted or I'm just sitting there, because I use Grognak's axe that I found.
I'm so glad you told me where to find that.
I use Grognak's axe. It's like 43. I literally will sit there. So I went through an entire thing of raiders with power armor and the axe and just here, and just raped all of them. Like, and they're sitting there, they're all shooting at me, and so I'm like, oh yeah, hold on, let me just come up, chugga 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 chugga, swing. And I took the melee weapons booster perk. I'm on the 3rd tier of that, so I'm gonna do the 4th tier soon.
You got like a whole rack of power armor now too, right?
I have about four things of power armor.
Jeez.
See, that's the one thing I haven't touched yet is the power armor.
Well, that's the thing. You got to make your choices with that because you will run out of fusion cores. You can buy them, but they're very expensive. So I found in one of the things, and it's around Diamond City, one of the places I cleared out a thing, and I found 4 fusion cores in a box. So
nice.
I then proceeded to spend 2 fusion cores worth just doing side quests with my power armor.
Yeah.
I kill things with skulls next to their names, even though I know I'm supposed to come back when I'm stronger, because it's difficult and
it's
fun.
the challenge. Come on.
The only place I've gotten to so far that I am completely not prepared to fight is my companion is Kate. Kate is the best companion in my opinion because she's an expert lockpicker and I don't have to worry about unlocking that. But you have to take her to Vault 94, I think.
Yeah.
And that vault is covered with hundreds of people with laser rifles, androids that have laser cannons coming out of their freaking face.
What?
And they can one-shot you.
That's why you take the hacker perk, not the one for computers, but there's one where if your intelligence is high enough, you can sneak up to a robot, you can hack it, and you can cause it to self-destruct. No matter what the robot.
You can do that to any synth.
I could probably do that to Cogsworth if I was feeling frisky.
Wait, so robots or synths?
Robots, I haven't really encountered more than the original time I found the synths.
The police station.
Yeah,
synths.
that was the only time I've seen synths, but I know that they actually play a huge role in the game. I just obviously haven't progressed my story very far.
You'll make more sense once you join Harriet Tubman's Underground
I'm
Railroad.
working. I just got so bored following the red line.
It's worth it because for me, that's where I found my first big thing where you can shoot nuclear bombs out of.
Fat
Boy.
Man.
There you
Fat
go.
Man.
Fat Man. I found my
I
first
have
Fat Man.
found
Fat Boys are the submachine guns.
And then,
3 Fat Men
oh my god.
and a legendary Fat Man. And I found there was one point where I had to use it because there were 3 super mutants.
3 Fat Man was actually the alternate name for our podcast.
That's actually what you're right. It was really close. There was a point where I was wandering around and I got just iced by 3 super mutants all carrying missile launchers just blowing me up. And so I'm I tried it 4 different ways, stealth boy, but the second I came out of stealth, just boom, and I'm gone. So I had my old girl Piper carrying around a Fat Man for me.
Yes.
So I grabbed it and they were just clustered. But then I had a moral problem because there was a settler just standing next to him.
Shouldn't be there.
And I'm like, you know what?
That's what he gets.
And I just nuked all 3 of them, and it's just experience. And then I picked up all 3 of their missile launchers.
See, I'm glad that you've got good experiences with Fat Man. I gave my Fat Man to my Paladin dance.
No.
It was the best decision I've ever made, and you know why? Because I ended up regretting it completely. I was in an abandoned building with super mutants, and
He whips out
Paladin Dance. He thought it was necessary to completely wipe me off the map. Just completely wiped me
He
off the
never
map.
liked you anyways.
I never trust Pallies.
For the Brotherhood.
I don't give my companions like I give them pipe weapons. Like
Well, here's the
I
thing.
don't let them use anything.
Well, here's the thing. I gave him a pipe rifle, but then in the middle of battle with these super mutants, I see him in the corner of my eye start pulling out this massive fat man, and I'm just like, no. Gun.
That's when you turn around to
Paladin.
him and you kill him.
Paladin, what are you doing?
Sally,
Pass some
no.
shoulder plates.
Paladin,
Fucking thing.
stop.
Oh my god. Yeah, I learned early on to limit what weapons my companions have access to because it often bites me in the ass. More so when I'm trying to stealthily sneak around and my companion just runs in and starts shooting, and it's like, no, you're still in stealth. I'm like, no, it says caution, but they fucking know I'm here. Did you know that Cogsworth can wear hats?
Yes.
Cogsworth is but partial to fedoras. Doesn't like bowler derbies. Not a fan. Very partial. Actually, you know,
Does
He's
he
very
get vo-
vocal.
he gets
about
vocal
how he
about
feels,
it?
Yeah.
yeah, he's. That's the only thing that Cogsworth can wear. But I dress up my companions. It's okay. I think we can talk about companions because everybody's gonna find them at some point anyway.
Yeah, there's only 13. You can figure out all their information.
I got my super mutant companion
Strong.
the other day, and you actually find super mutant armor floating around. You find a couple pieces in the place where
That you find
where
strong.
you find them, but
Oh, yeah.
I found another one at a radar facility that was way over my level. I had to use my power armor to get through, but there was like 30 super mutants trying to kill me, and I ended up finding some on top of a satellite, and I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Tried to put it on, wouldn't let me. But what's interesting, you'll get something called super mutant chains, which is their under armor, like where you know how you wear your under armor?
Oh, it's like mail or something like that.
So
Gotcha.
I put it on and it makes my character basically naked, but it has 2 armor and 2 energy weapon defense. And so I'm like, oh, well, I'm not going to run around like this. So I put my road leathers back on, and it keeps the chains on after you put your road leathers. But when you put the chains on, it takes everything off of you, like Under Armour wise. But it actually, you can keep the armor benefit from it. And put your road leathers back on. So it's actually kind of a workaround if you don't want to wear stupid looking clothes. Because I really love the road leathers, look like a badass.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so it worked around because I think it's probably a glitch because you shouldn't be able to wear 2 pieces of, especially since it unequips you when you put it on.
Yeah,
And
well, you know,
I'm glad-
now they heard it on the podcast. They're gonna fix it.
yeah, Bethesda is one of our most active participants. Yep.
every
Very
week.
nice. Well, I'm glad you brought up glitches for Fallout 4, though.
Yeah.
There are some, if not a lot, of glitches in Fallout 4.
Yeah.
Like
oh
what?
yeah. Well,
Yeah.
it's a Bethesda game.
Like what? You mean the Immaculate game? Or when my buddy Bob and I were playing the other day, because we was playing on Party Chat, and he's saying, I'm walking through walls right now, and enemies are able to shoot through the walls, so the whole area is just shooting at him through the walls, but he can't also shoot through the walls. And I'm like, he's like sitting there, and I'm trying to do something. He's just like, fuck, and he's just like, keeps dying. He's like, I hate this, and I'm like, maybe you should reboot your system.
Yeah, just give it another try.
And he did. So if you guys end up getting the walk-through wall crap, and it's really I'm assuming it would affect most people. Yep. Just reboot your system because when he did it, it fixed it for him. So it's just it's probably a cache
That's
thing.
exactly what I did when I could hack a terminal through a wall. It's
Why would that's
badass.
Oh no, it was great.
Wi-Fi.
They figured it out.
And they did.
You guys have any fun Fallout 4 stories? Any shit you've been doing?
Oh, let's see.
I was walking down the just randomly, and all of a sudden, a flash of light and an explosion, and I died. A raider with power armor and a fat boy just sniped me with a mini nuke. It's just like I'm just walking. I'm like, do not even a red spot in the map. Woo! Boom! And because you can hear the whistle.
Well, your
when it's
perception
coming.
is down, man. You need to get it up a little bit
No,
more.
my
there.
perception was dead.
There is a military Mr. Handy towards
Mr. Gutsy.
Mr. Gutsy that you can actually cause to self-destruct by saying the same thing over and over and over again. Like,
Really?
Yes. So it's like, you gotta go back into the house. I'm like, I have to go back into the house. You have to go back into the house. I have to go back into the house. You have to go back into the house. Maybe you don't.
Great.
Boom. It just explodes. Although I read an article this week where a person has decided to build their character so they're at max level of charisma and max level of luck. And they can't shoot for shit. But all they do is go up to people and intimidate the shit out of them. And that makes them like drop their weapons and walk away. And apparently he's gone through this entire game just telling people, I'm going to fuck you up. And they're like, yes, you are.
You're right.
But apparently, like, I can't shoot anything. I can't really do any damage, but I sound like I can.
That is awesome.
So I'm doing that build next time.
I think that's going to
Clint
be.
Eastwood.
Yes.
I think that's going to be my second run through it because right now I'm just going through intelligence runs.
I've always, I learned early on in Bethesda games, intelligence and charisma are your best friends. You can literally live through the whole game, just like this dude, like with charisma. But what's cool about luck?
You mean the most broken tier system?
No, look, I'm not an advocate for this system we have right now. Okay, but
Making his thoughts known.
let me just. With that being said, there is a cool perk you can take called Idiot Savant.
Yes.
And so if you have 0 points in intelligence, or just don't put any points in intelligence, leave it at 1. It says the lower your intelligence, the higher of a chance you have to first rank receive 3 times experience for anything. So what you do is, like, let's say you're gonna hack a terminal and you want to get some like buku points from it. Which I guess you couldn't because your intelligence is so low, but just not realistically. You could drink a bunch of alcohol, which lowers your intelligence, and then just pretty much get a 100% chance to get 3 times experience, and it just gets better for the 3 ranks that you have through it.
It's like the Mr. Magoo principle.
Magoo, you done it again.
Oh, I'm building luck strength max character next time, just to see what happens.
You gonna go melee?
I'm a pure
Did
melee.
you see that John Cena video?
Oh my god, yes!
Yes! I want that mod.
Punching the dead block.
I want that mod so
I love
bad.
this whole John Cena craze thing because you're getting some great videos of just people knocking the shit out of things in that game.
I love it.
I didn't see this. Well, I didn't play this because I have been playing the game we're going to talk about next more. But Wayne, who we had on last week, is my roommate, and I was watching him with his encounter of the swan, which you were talking about earlier.
Oh,
That's
yeah.
pretty fantastic.
Oh yeah, the swan.
So
Swan?
in the beautiful land of the Boston Common, you'll notice if you're with Mr. Cogsworth when you're walking through it, I don't know if anybody else says it, he goes, "Oh, Mr. Matt, it seems some of the swans have survived," like the swan boats, because they're swan boats. And I'm like, all right, cool, walk through, come back later to do something else, and I pull out VATS, and for some reason it has me targeted on a swan boat in the middle of the lake, and I'm like, that's kind of weird, so I'm like, but fuck it. So I shot it, and, it sits there for a second, nothing happens, and then, this giant fucking thing comes out of the swamp. It's like at least 2.5 times the size of you, and it's throwing rocks at you. It just comes up and can swipe like
Also,
one hit you.
incredibly fast if you try to run
It
away.
is not a slow.
Where is this thing so I know never to go there?
Park Street Station, Boston Common are all fast travel points. So if you go, basically, like, I found it when I was trying to go to the Mass Pike.
Okay.
To clear that out for one of the Brotherhood of Steel missions. And so I walked through, and I just walked through trying to go around some shit and found it. So it's like literally right across the bridge in the first little area, like behind the first row of houses.
So when Wayne was showing it to me, he's just like, watch this, because he'd already encountered it and he called me into his room and was like, you got to see this. So the thing comes out and just runs up, like, one hit kills him, right? So he's like, I'm going to try and lay down some, like, mines to blow this thing up when it comes at me. And so he very meticulously planted like 8 mines to blow this thing up, like on the path that it would come at him, and made sure that he was spaced far enough away that it wouldn't hit him. So the thing comes up, just stomp,
That's a
comes
perfect
at him,
noise.
right? And then he blows him up, and it did like an 8th damage to
Oh
his
my
health bar.
Yeah.
Oh,
The thing
mines
is
are not
to
your
be-
best friend in those games.
No. I honestly, I usually just throw my mines in one of my boxes in one of my settlements, just because I'm like, I just basically figured out how to use grenades. By the way, thanks Bethesda for not explaining how grenades work in this game, because in the other one, you'd equip a grenade and it'd be in your hand.
And it'd be in your hand. Yeah.
This one, I'm still kind of hazy on how to use it in VATS, but you have it. You go and you equip it.
You can use it in VATS?
I think you're supposed to be able to.
No.
Because I treat it like it's just a secondary weapon.
Wow.
Right?
Well, you equip it and you still have your gun out.
Yeah.
And that's where I'm like, why the fuck am I doing that? And then I guess you hold R1.
You hold,
you hold it until you
hold
hear a
melee
click.
down to
And when
hear
you
a
hear
click,
the
and
click,
then you go.
you'll whip one out.
Yep.
And I'm like, thanks for teaching me that, because I sat there and just wasted a shit ton of ammo. So I'm like, oh, shoot, no, okay, that's not right. So there you go, people.
Well,
Now
no,
you
I
know.
learned that the hard way. I ended up dropping a grenade right at my feet, and I was like, oh, well, I'm going to die. Never mind.
That's a pretty common
Yeah, this
thing.
game has no chill about, oh, I made a mistake, or you die.
No.
You
No, you don't get to start over. You're dead.
you're dead. You're dead.
Yeah, it's a permadeath game. So
I'm not gonna tell you how it works. You'll figure it out.
Oh my
which
god.
is fair.
Could
I
you-
like
You
that.
died. Don't do that again.
Could you imagine if Fallout was a permadeath game? Like, oh, you died. Well, game over.
I would
Ca-
never
character
Gotta
play.
gone.
start over again.
I
Character
would go
gone.
back to playing games like fucking Afro Samurai 2.
Honestly, I think if Fallout 4 was a permadeath game, I'd just go back to like Quest 64. I would just-
Fucking Quest 64. We're gonna talk about that on our retro podcast.
Oh
Don't forget
yes.
that.
Oh, okay. I'm
I
gonna be there.
completely forgot about that. Anything else on Fallout 4? Because we have a few more games to get to.
1,000 things. but we should
Every
probably
week,
move on.
I guarantee, until we're done, and then well after we're done with Fallout 4, people, we are definitely going to be talking at least 10 to 15 minutes about it. Because it's like, for me, it's like it builds up, and if I don't get that release, I'm going to explode. So I am just
Especially if we're sitting down.
releasing
So if you don't
all
get-
over you guys right now.
You're going to get pretty blue if you don't release
I'm
it.
going to get some blue controllers, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But I do
like the
classify. I do classify the.
You were way too into that.
Yeah. I do classify Fallout 4 continually as a cave-in. Cave-in. All right.
I thought caveman, right? No, just me.
Ca-
Never
cave
mind. Cave in,
Cave-
caveman.
It's a caveman.
I wanted to be in the cave.
caveman. Yeah.
We like sounds.
We're a very musical podcast, I gotta say.
I like it.
I can't wait till we do the Matt and the musical podcast.
We're gonna have one.
Oh
if
my
you
god, I
remember,
can't wait.
If you remember season 6 of Scrubs, where they did their My Musical episode,
Yes.
we're going to have a musical podcast. It's going to take a year to write, so don't worry about it. Moving on, Brooke, you beat Rise of the Tomb Raider.
Oh,
I
I'm so
sure
excited for
did.
this.
So I brought up Rise of the Tomb Raider last week, but we only talked about it briefly because you guys were getting into like cold sweats, so we weren't talking about Fallout. And so,
Oh, don't pay
All
attention
right.
to the camera.
you periscoping?
Periscoping. What are you doing?
All
Just Snapchatting.
All right.
Snapchat.
Derail. Sorry.
Sorry about that.
So, no, it's cool. Rise of the Tomb Raider, the sequel to Tomb Raider by Square Enix in 2013.
Squeenix.
Squeenix.
It's huge. Basically, I knew that.
It's huge. Now, listen, game is terrific. It's fucking terrific, all right? Best game I've ever played. Could have done better on the graphics, could have done a little bit better with some of the story stuff, but it's the best game I've ever played.
Thanks for that
It's
compliment
huge.
sandwich.
Thank you, Mr. Trump.
Donald Trump, king of the
I
compliment
felt
sandwich.
James Woods out of that. I like that.
Oh, okay.
It's close.
I'm working on my Trump, but anyways, that's not for us.
He's
Anyway,
got to stutter a bit more to do James Woods.
I did look at Barack Obama yesterday.
So,
Don't worry about it.
you gotta get back on track. Okay,
Video
so I'm
games.
gonna give you a little quick rundown of what the premise of Rise of the Tomb Raider is. So, you guys played the first one, yeah?
Yes.
So it was just kind of like her own startup adventure, but it didn't have a lot of ties to her personally. This is a much more personal adventure because she's following her dad's footsteps on the last thing he was trying to uncover before he mysteriously died. And also before he died, they told him he was crazy because he was looking for the Divine Source. Sorry, I forgot what it's called for a second. It's called the Divine Source. It's an artifact that makes you immortal, pretty much. And
Sweet.
so he was looking for this thing, and all the other scientists were like, "It doesn't exist. You're dumb. You're a disgrace." And so she's trying to like clear his name, be like, "Yes, this thing is real," and show them that her father wasn't just insane. Mm-hmm. And so she ventures out to this temple that's going to lead her to where this artifact is, and she's just kind of like following this trail. And then there's this organization called Trinity that follows her to this temple. And she's like, "Oh shit, they're looking for the same thing," and she's like, "I got to beat them there." So it's a classic Indiana Jones plot, racing against the villains to find the artifact.
One versus
before
an
they
army.
do. Exactly. So then that's where you get that mountain scene that they showed off in the trailers, where you're climbing up the mountain. You and your buddy are trying to get up there because there's this hidden city on the top of this mountain. And from there,
Why does everybody
all
know about
adventure.
these hidden cities? Sorry to interrupt. It's just fucking hidden cities. You show up there and there's 300 soldiers there, and you just figured it out.
Well, there are natives who live there.
Fuck natives.
Of course. And then there's also the mysterious the mysterious supernatural bad guys are there as well, like in the last game. And they don't show up until like the last
Until the
mission,
very last end of
right.
it. Yeah,
Which,
yeah.
which should
They're
be-
around, everyone knows about them, but by the way, you shouldn't go in there. There's bad guys. And they're like undead things. They're an army that had access to the divine source, so they are immortal. And when I say immortal, I mean they don't die of age or the disease, but they can be killed.
They
with
can be killed.
arrows and
Oh, okay.
So
pickaxes and all,
So
time
all
doesn't
fun
kill
Tomb
'em.
Raider tools.
gotcha. So it's like similar to the bad guys in Uncharted 2. At the end,
Here's
I'll
the-
give you the
when
benefit.
I was
I'm Xbox, so I haven't played Uncharted.
oh, you have.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry. I'm sorry. I didn't know it was my turn.
Oh, I thought you were gonna say something.
I
you
am,
sounded
yeah.
like you said
With Tomb Raider, it's basically Uncharted for the Xbox. So I mean, it's gonna
That's
come
what-
out.
that's the
like,
feel that I
even
got
the
from the
first
first one.
They're very, very. And I mean, like you can't say, "Oh, they stole it," because no one stole the platforming premise. But it's like,
we can say Uncharted stole Indiana.
yeah, exactly. So
Yeah.
it's like, but yeah,
But
Uncharted.
Indiana was based on serials from before that too, so
course.
it's just all takes from each other.
If you feel like you're missing out not playing Uncharted because you have an Xbox, you can play Tomb Raider. You're gonna get the same experience. Both of which start platformy and then end mystical fun times.
And you get to stare at a girl's butt the entire time.
But yeah, you get a little bit more.
So I guess my question
like
is, one, us PS4 aren't getting the game for like a year, right?
Till December of 2016.
That is the dumbest.
Yeah, that's not my problem. I don't know.
Number two, what is different on this game mechanics wise, than the last game, or is it just a copy paste new story?
It's very similar gameplay. Like I didn't really have to relearn controls at all. The big difference is that it doesn't rely on QuickTime events as much as, or at all, really.
So those gruesome death scenes we were hoping to get amplified in this game were.
It's not amplified.
Yeah.
Oh, they were so brutal in the
They
first
just don't
one.
take her head off this time.
No, whenever, because usually if you die, it's because you got shot or you fell off a cliff, and they just show you getting shot or.
Oh,
falling
does it
off a
go to
cliff.
grayscale or
It does-
something like that?
Yeah, and
Yeah.
That's
it
Uncharted.
doesn't. It
That's how
doesn't
you know.
cut. It doesn't cut to like a cinematic shot.
So there's no
something
bullet time
going
of a
through.
bullet going through her eye and out the back of her head.
Not really.
Love it.
I'm thoroughly
So
disappointed.
yeah, I was
I
disappointed by
loved
that.
those. Those were
but, yeah.
great.
It's still a lot of fun though. I mean, I had a blast doing it. It's great from a storytelling standpoint, which is what I've mostly been talking about. So I'll get back and wrap that up really quick. She's so out of place amongst the native people. It's hilarious because she's an archaeologist. She's trying to uncover hidden artifacts and she can learn languages by reading increasingly difficult things in other languages. Like you pick up something that's it's like in Greek, and it's like, oh, you can't read this because you need to be level 2 at Greek, and so you go find another thing and you read it because it's level 1, and then you can go back and read the level 2.
Oh, so she's a cleric. Good.
Yeah, pretty much. So she was so great when she's around the natives, and she is she's like so impressed by like their home. And they're all like freaking out. They're gathering. We have to gather supplies and give weapons to everyone because these bad guys are coming down to kill us. And she's just like, look at all these structures. This is amazing. And they're like, this is the plight of our times. So many of our brothers and sisters have died. And she's like, oh my God, this is like original Soviet era stuff. It'd be like, it's like someone coming into your house. Is this pre-Victorian? I'm like, I don't fucking know. I just live here. Why are you here? And it's so funny. But I had a blast playing it.
Good.
And I highly recommend it. And it's not I like Fallout 4. I don't think I like it as much as you guys, but I haven't gotten this far, and I don't have the history of playing the other games like you guys do.
I realistically haven't gotten anywhere in the game. So
fair enough. Yeah. Then let's say I haven't put in as much time as you have yet because I was playing double duty with that and Tomb Raider.
Double duty.
So yeah, double dipping. Thanks for the sound effect. So going from a really complicated game like Fallout and then kind of being able to just kick back and enjoy Tomb Raider was really relaxing for me. I mean, everything's like upgradable like the last games. You can upgrade your guns, your pickaxe, your bow, and then they give you multiple like bows and guns, like versions of the guns that have like different specs. So like you get one bow that fires, that's stronger, one that shoots faster. You can upgrade those, but they'll always kind of be a little bit better in those areas than others. So there is that element of upgrading and like thinking about what you want to spend your points on, but it's not nearly as complex as Fallout, so it is really relaxing. Just kind of kick back and enjoy it, and it's a very cinematic
One of those
looking
popcorn
game.
games.
Yeah.
Those are fun.
popcorn shrimp.
Popcorn shrimp.
Hurry up, shrimp! Hurry up, shrimp!
I like shrimp.
Actually, I can go for some shrimp right
I don't
now.
like shrimp.
I
I like some kind of shrimp.
think depending on what Cyber Monday or Black Friday does,
You gonna buy some shrimp?
I think I might buy some shrimp as well as an Xbox One.
Yeah.
I'm thinking about it because Xbox is starting to get back into the game.
I can't have two consoles.
I agree with you there. I am
not
a
a-
PS4
yeah.
guy and have always been a PS guy. I think I'm gonna keep it at
But
that.
I miss some Xbox titles. Like I want to play Tomb Raider because I'm a
Play
story guy
Uncharted.
too. Uncharted. I'm done. I'm done with Nathan. I don't even think I'll play 4.
Yes, you will.
I will,
Yes, you
but
will.
I don't want to.
You
gonna
totally will, and you're gonna enjoy it. It's
But
such a-
they're also coming out with Gears of War, which I'm a big fan of. So
yeah, but Gears of War has been with Xbox since the beginning.
yeah,
I mean,
but I'm a convert. I'm a PS4 convert. I had an Xbox and then I got PS4.
that's why you
Yeah.
missing everything.
Welcome.
So I was just thinking Uncharted, Naughty Dog, Crash Bandicoot, John Cena.
I love it, man.
Crash Bandicoot.
And there's no online features
For Tomb Raider.
for Tomb Raider,
No.
right?
No.
Really?
Or I just haven't looked.
No.
I don't think there are.
I like how so many games are like, you know what? We're not worrying about multiplayer. Go away.
It's about
Go
goddamn
away.
time. I'm tired of them spending more time and money on multiplayer than on the story, which, no offense, I can't be the best at 60 different online games.
Right.
It's not gonna happen.
I actually, let me
It's like-
take,
oh, God.
let me just take a quick thing. I commented on a Facebook post that you had where you were deleting stuff off your hard drive, right?
Yep.
Because you needed room for
New game.
new games, right? And then a guy comes on, why are you deleting everything from your hard drive? I just upgraded to a 5 terabyte in my PS4. That was the first thing I did. And I'm like, why? Why do you even need to have a bigger hard drive in your PS4? Literally anything you buy lives in the cloud forever. Even if they stop producing the game, if you have a record of buying it, you can go in the cloud. And unless you have a 500 gigabyte game and you can't fit anything else on your hard drive, there is no way that you are playing 12 games so frequently that you are switching back and forth between them every 5 minutes. And then maybe you are playing a bunch of games, but it doesn't mean that you can't play one of those games while you're re-downloading the game that you're going to play in the background. You could play, like PS3 wouldn't let you download in the background while you were playing a game. You had to be off.
Yes, that's romance.
PlayStation 4 lets you download. I get a note. It's like, hey, by the way, this new episode or this thing's done. And I'm like, oh, sweet, cool. Now I can switch
So
between
does
this game.
Xbox One. I think 360 did that
Yeah.
too.
360 did that first. PS3 was notoriously bad for it, but they both fixed the issue
Yeah.
on this one. I had to. For a game we're going to talk about later, I had
Right.
to delete The Last of Us because it came pre-packaged in my PS4.
Oh, you got the bundle thing.
I got the
right?
bundle thing, but
Yeah,
I've
yeah.
already played The Last of Us when it came out.
Yeah.
It's a lovely game. I don't like the multiplayer, and I will not play the story again because it's the same story. It's
There's
a
no
great
choices.
story.
It's great, but it's like watching a movie over
Yeah.
again. You don't necessarily want to. Yep. Don't stop yelling at me, Matt. Okay.
Did I yell?
Yeah. No. In my head, you were yelling at me. I'm sorry.
I always hear yelling in my head, but I think that's unrelated.
You should get that checked. Seriously.
Sad stories are sad.
No, I did the same thing with my PS4 in the Last of Us. I already own Last of Us Remastered, and I had the original version, but I still played through it on hard when I got my PS4.
Yeah.
Just because I don't know, it's the multiplayer was what brought me back for Last of Us because I never touched it in the first one.
I don't think I did on PS3 either.
No.
I don't think I ever touched the multiplayer on it. I beat it once and I was fine with it.
It's pretty entertaining, and you don't have to be. It isn't as skill based as most people think it is. It's just kind of like
It's not as insane as like Call of Duty.
Just
or
a
anything
bunch
like
of dudes trying to exist, man. Trying to get supplies.
that. I was also
Dig on
Weeds for the people, man. It's the people's weed.
Thanks, Woody Harrelson.
I'm gonna do a little bit of a. I'm gonna cool it in, post people a little thing. I'm also ruined about The Last of Us multiplayer because I was able to play pre-released at Naughty Dog. They had us play all of The Last of Us as like a playthrough.
This guy.
And so, yeah, it was great. And so, I played that, and it feels, knowing what they did before the game release and playing the game at release, it to me, I know in my heart of hearts that they made multiplayer because some goddamn sales guy said you have to have multiplayer.
You need to have multiplayer if you want to have a game
Yeah.
today.
There's some guy in
They
sales
always
and
have
marketing. who's
cigars.
thank you, Groucho.
So,
Thank
you know.
you, thank you.
But yes, that's what I wanted.
Sorry, that was my 2 cents about
Downloading.
just like the people are like
Multiplayer,
I upgrade.
unnecessary
No,
multiplayer.
actually no, that turned into that, but it's about upgrading your hard drives because you need to have 30 games available to you at all times.
Yeah.
Like it makes no sense.
Nope.
Do we have any more about Tomb Raider? I didn't mean to cut you off. It dawned on me.
There was another fucking bear I had to kill.
Yeah.
Damn bears.
It's okay. I guess I didn't have. It was in. There are optional tombs that you can raid.
Right.
Or as I put it, Wayne was like, "You're raiding tombs." I'm like, I'm just kind of checking it out.
Wayne's kind of a
Like,
bear.
You're the you're the tomb checker outer, not the Tomb Raider. But yeah, there's a bear and an optional tomb. But by then I had explosive arrows, so 2 of those did the trick.
right to the face.
If you kill any animal with an explosive, I guess there are no what's the achievement equivalent for PlayStation? Trophies. Yeah, I guess there aren't trophies for it yet, but for Xbox, you get an achievement for killing any animal with an explosive. It's called like overkill.
Nice.
I got it for killing a jaguar.
we got a
or panther,
completionist in the
whatever it
room
was.
here, guys.
Oh no, I'm not. I was having this discussion with Matt the other day. I'm not
Oh,
a
yeah?
completionist. Sometimes I'll look at the achievements, and be like, oh, okay, I could probably get that.
Just
See if I
out of the
can get that.
curiosity of
But
it.
that was like a fun surprise. I didn't know. I had
just
looked
like
at them.
Touchdown
It just
from
popped
Fallout
up.
4.
Exactly.
Dude, I hated that goddamn
Like
achievement.
a new super mutant runs up with you holding the fucking mini nuke and blows up, and you get a trophy for dying in an embarrassing way. It's my favorite thing.
Oh, that's great. I actually just recently found out for a game called Helldivers on the PSN. If you twirl around your character at your avatar about 25 times, you get a little achievement. It goes bing, dancing queen, and it proceeds to play ABBA.
Nice.
I thought it was
Where'd
beautiful.
they get the rights to ABBA?
I don't know, but it was just the melody of it, and I was like,
Is
oh, I
ABBA
love
holding
this.
on to that right?
ABBA's really being stingy with their rights to their songs.
Like, no.
I actually reached out to ABBA to get the theme song, and they were like, "No, I'm ABBA, and we fuck you." It was rude and uncalled for.
And in harmony.
That's exactly how I thought that they would react. when
It's
asked.
weird. They actually only speak in verse of the Dancing Queen. So I don't know.
You can't go screw yourself.
Moving on.
Speaking of screwing yourself.
Yeah, I'm good to move on.
Moving on. Lamar
Oh my god.
and I
Oh my god.
have
God.
been playing
Oh my gosh.
Telltale's Game of Thrones series, and the finale came out on November 17th, allowing us to complete the series. Have either of you played Telltale's Game of Thrones?
Nope.
No. I started playing the first episode before.
All of the episode 1s of everything that's out, I'm pretty sure, maybe Sans Minecraft Story Mode, all the the episodes, Telltale games, the first episodes are free, so you can test them out.
Good.
Jesus H. Christ.
Jesus. I forgot what world I was in when I was playing this game.
You think there's gonna be just this happy, well-rounded ending, and then you fucking remember you're in goddamn Game of Thrones.
If you think this is gonna have a happy ending, you have not been paying attention.
You have not been paying attention.
Jesus.
Jeez. I
I feel
enjoyed.
really scared to play this game right
You
now.
should be. The thing about Telltale is they do a great job of making you feel like you made the wrong decision every time you play a game.
Oh no, this has been ramped up to 10. Every decision I made in this freaking Game of Thrones game, I'm like, I'm almost positive this is the wrong decision.
Yeah, but if you went back and played it again, you would say, shit, even that was the wrong decision. Maybe I should just say nothing throughout all the prompts. Just let it just go through all the prompts. It is punishing. People die. Okay, imagine Game of Thrones, the TV show, turned into a video game, as it has actually been it was a PS3 video game, but this Telltale game is so hardcore punishing that, like, just the way that your characters lose everything.
So for those of you who've not played Game of Thrones, as a Brook, Hubs, and Chase, you play a family called the Foresters, which can be translated as the Stark family. They're basically a quiet family in the middle of the freaking... This one's in the woods. They're just trying to live their lives.
Foresters.
Yeah.
Are they like the lords of their land?
Yeah, they're the lords of the land. They're the kings and all.
It's House Forrester.
Gotcha.
And just like it... So the game pretty much lives in season 3 of Game of Thrones.
It starts right as the Red Wedding happens.
Yeah, right as the Red Wedding. So, like
part.
the Starks, it's almost like the Starks, the Foresters get screwed at the Red Wedding. The heads of their houses get killed. This is episode 1, so I don't mind telling you this.
It's honestly,
like first hour of
That's cool.
episode
I was
1.
going to ask you like the premise of it.
And a lot
Basically-
of the thing in this game, not to cut you off, is that we could give you spoilers, but there is a heavy chance you may not even encounter the same stuff we did. It's a Telltale. They really went out of their way to make a lot of different roads for you to go down.
So the basic story of it is that you play 4 parts of the house. You play a character named Tuttle. He's not part of the family, but he works for the family, kind of like Jon Snow.
He's He becomes at the beginning a
squire to the Lord of Forrester.
who goes down right at the beginning.
Like first hour, this happens. Jesus. So he's basically your Jon Snow, and he follows Jon Snow's path. And then you have in episode 1, you play the freaking you play Jared Tuttle, and then you learn that the Lord dies, and so now you have to play.
So you're not with him at the Red Wedding.
At the Red Wedding, at Jared Tuttle, you're at
outside.
the Red Wedding, but you run away and you save. Okay.
Sure.
And then what you find out is that there's a whole bunch. There's another family called what's the other? The
Boltons.
The Boltons.
You know,
Are they
Ramsay.
Boltons?
Oh, fuck the Bulls, man.
No, Roos. No. The family that's trying to kill
White
you.
Hills.
White Hills, not Boltons. Because by the way, Ramsay Snow was in this, who's now Ramsay Bolton. And by the time you see Ramsay, you know you screwed up.
Also, awesome thing about it is they got the actual actors to do the voices for the characters.
So
Oh, they did.
Peter Dinklage is doing Tyrion. Ramsay, whoever's Ramsay Snow is Ramsay. And
Marjorie.
Marjorie are in it. They're all the actual characters. George R.R. Martin did have
And Kit Harington and Jon Snow's in there as
writing
well.
writing credits on it, so he helped with it. Just like so, it's really cool. It's
Sweet.
But I'll just go through episode 1. Episode 1, Joe Tuttle kills an army man and has to go to the wall.
because his family was murdered.
Because his family was murdered. His actual family was murdered. He kills a soldier. The soldiers, the White Hills, said, "I demand justice," and so they send him to the wall to live with Jon Snow. And then,
Who at this point is high? He's like the high up Jon Snow.
Yeah.
He's not the Lord and Commander yet, but he
the
is.
Wall,
Because that was end of season.
he's
4.
highly respected.
He's he's not like bottom of the barrel Jon Snow.
And then you find out that this family, there's like 5 males in the family. The king or the head lord gets killed. The next in line is lost in battle. The third in line, who's like the 20, is gone. Just like he's doing his own college thing. Like, fuck you, mom and dad, I'm out having fun. And then the next one is a 13, 12-year-old kid?
This is for Forrester?
This is for Forrester.
Yeah.
Okay.
You play the kid.
Oh my
He's
God.
like super. You're like, why am I playing a small child? Well, you aren't for long.
And the Game of Thrones lore, like, the Lord is it's bloodline.
Mm-hmm.
So we find out, like, all these people are gone. Hey, 12, 13-year-old boy.
Just like Tommen is king now because
Tommen, yeah.
Joffrey's dead.
who's been playing hide and go seek with your
alert.
first episode. I don't care. You're now king and lord now. And guess what? Who's your first mother freaking visitor? The White Hills. I want you to kill your squire. No, not doing that. Second person to come, Ramsay Bolton.
Hello, I'm Ramsay Bolton.
Ramsay Bolton comes
I
home.
like pain.
He comes and checks you every second. Oh, you're the
And
little
he's got
lord
that
now.
shit-eating
Yes.
grin in his face, too. He's got that,
Oh
like...
my god! And when you play the game, you have to remember he's Ramsay Bolton.
And it's Game of Thrones.
It's Game of Thrones, and you're season 3.
So why don't you explain it as to what happens to your lovely boy, Lord?
So Ramsay Bolton comes in, and he's like, "Oh, you're the little lord now. You're going to be all awesome. I'm going to take your sister." And so you can either, one, tell Ramsay, "Yes, you can have my sister," which makes you a coward, or you can take your sister away from him. So you tell Ramsay Snow, "No," or Ramsay Bolton, "No, you can't have something." Long story short, Ramsay calls you either brave or loyal and stabs you in the fucking neck.
No matter what you choose.
Your
No matter-
kid is dead. You're dead.
You're dead. What? Bam! In the neck! In the neck!
in the first episode.
Episode.
And so you're like, if you thought maybe you could get out of this thing, like you could keep it going.
my God.
One of your main playable characters who you progressed that episode, you went back like a Game of Thrones episodes, it shifts between everybody's perspectives. You played him like 3 times in that episode, and you're like, sweet, this is kind of cool. I'm starting to get used to this kid now.
Straight in the neck. It was brutal. It was not like,
I would just be insecure throughout this entire game.
You should be. But
But
it's
I mean,
okay.
am I going to be switching characters in the next 10 minutes? I don't know.
It's okay because luckily your brother, who was presumed dead and beaten to a pulp and was on a cart of dead bodies being pulled out of the city, just kind of crawls.
Bring out your dad.
Pretty much.
Yes!
He kind of crawls out of this body thing, and you literally for the next 4 chapters of the game, you are a broken human being. Like you're been
full
beat
crippled.
to shit, your leg was broken, you're walking around with a cane. Like every time you play this guy, you are like slow. It's like
by the way, everything we've told you, first episode.
first episode.
Oh, okay. All right.
And
Brooke,
then
you and I have to walk outside
Now
and start playing
the-
this immediately.
the lighter end of the first episode, you play Mira Forrester.
Yeah.
She's a handmaiden maiden of Marjorie, who's going to marry that asshole kid,
Joffrey.
And she's basically just, I'm pretty, I'm helpful.
She's kind of a bitch.
She
Like-
was the
like-
most badass of the entire game.
The whole game, like I'm playing with this, like, and you'll go back to Mirror, and you always have shit with her, and you're with Marjorie, and she is a fucking bitch.
She's not
Like,
easy.
She'll sit there and be like, and she's one of those people who will ask you to do something and then shit on you for doing it because you're not. She'll be like, I need you to do this, and you do it. Like, no, why did you do that? And it's like she's like baby Cersei, who is like I said also in the game.
Yeah.
Do you meet Cersei first or second episode?
You meet Cersei the second episode.
Okay.
And that's also when you meet Tyrion.
Tyrion.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll talk about that because I don't care because it
ahead.
doesn't really do anything. At some point, Mira has to meet Cersei, and Cersei's there to test her loyalty. So, who do you have loyalty to? Do you have loyalty to your queen Marjorie, or do you have loyalty to the crown? And the problem is that Marjorie is right next to you.
You don't have a
and
good answer.
Cersei is right in front of you, and
Yay.
you have no good answer.
No.
The smart answer would be, I am loyal to the crown. I'm loyal to
the
queen. Which is...
And then Ramsay Bolton shows up and stabs you in the back.
We got to move on to the next game, but I want to put it. I think that you probably like no matter what, everybody gets pissed off to what you say, and you almost want to just be like, I gotta let me get back to you on that.
I left the pheasants on.
I gotta go and then to watch.
We can talk about this game so much.
We can talk about this a lot because, like I said, we could just go episode to episode. Yeah. The finale, as any season of Game of Thrones, and I'm just gonna do it really quickly. Any season of Game of Thrones, it ends with a shit ton of blood. It ends with the most gruesome things happening to people, all sorts of shit setting up for a second season. And a lot of these Telltale games, you're not sure, maybe they'll do one. This one was like, oh yeah, they're doing a second season. What's awesome about the ending is you get, when they're doing that, they go through all your decisions slowly throughout the thing. And the first one is Ramsay Bolton he's talking to Reek, Theon Greyjoy, and he's explaining this, like, how your character did. He's like, Reek, he fought with honor and blah 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 and did that, and it's like, it's so funny because it's literally woven into the universe. You have Cersei talking about how you did. You have Marjorie talking about how you did, and it goes back to Ramsay at the end. He's like, and I do have a respect for them, and like shit like that. So it's actually, I felt so cool watching this thing, and then it tells you how you stacked up against everybody else.
It also tells you how you played. Like,
yeah.
Did you play brave? Did you play with honor?
I played with instinct and nobility.
I played with honor and integrity, which explains my ending.
Mm-hmm. We all know
that was your first mistake.
We were running low on time, so let's switch over to Battlefront. I would like to point out that there's no campaign mode to this game. It is purely online.
And I hear that is the major criticism with it right now.
Yep. It is.
Wait, who here's actually played it extensively? Lamar?
I've
played minimal amounts, like at E3 and everything.
Like,
that was
do you know how many maps are there?
It's a shit ton.
Are there?
I thought there were.
There were only 4 and 3 when it was released for
like
beta.
4 planets is what I heard.
Well, no, there's different modes.
Maps.
There's the 3 planets you get, like that Star Wars arcade game, like Hoth, Endor,
Tatooine. And there's.
And then there's a
Solace?
shit ton of different types of games, which all like stay different places.
Okay. So it's like it may be on.
So it's not
Hoth,
like you're
but
just playing the same area like all the time.
Different areas.
So you're saying depending on the game mode, it would be a different map on that
planet.
Yeah,
depending on the game mode. But
everything I saw for it leading up to its release was just Hoth.
Yeah.
If you're
well, that's because that's everybody's first experience.
Well,
with Star
also,
Wars,
the
it's
cool
Battle
thing-
for Hoth.
The Battle of Hoth is in every single Star Wars game, though. I just wanted something different.
Well, I think the reason why they did that was because they had so much at their disposal now with the new console. I mean, just watching the videos of people playing and watching my friends play it, there were things flying in your face the entire time. The sound design is absolutely impeccable.
I've heard.
But I think it's very limited.
I think it's got room to grow.
If I get over the very fact that there's no campaign mode, it is a very beautiful, a very fun for multiplayer, sound, you get your nostalgia kicks and all that good stuff. It is a solid game if you're only into online MOBAs.
Right.
That is it.
And I am. And I am.
Asleep
I'm yeah, I know. You all right?
You know, you want Star Wars nostalgia, you go get Super Star Wars.
Oh God. We're gonna talk about that on the retrocast. With Battlefront, I'm excited to play it. I was much more excited before I learned that there was no campaign mode. Yeah. I picked it up the other day. I'm still playing Fallout, so there's no fucking way in hell I'm gonna be playing it.
I'll let you borrow it. That's how much I don't.
I have it.
Oh, never mind.
I literally just said I picked it up from Best Buy the other day. It's right there.
Oh yeah, that's right. I'm so sorry.
My thing though is I on the Xbox. Does PlayStation to play online? Does it cost anything for you guys?
No.
I think we have to be.
For some games, you
Network,
require PlayStation Plus. For some, you don't.
Gotcha.
But it's the same.
Basically,
I'm still a little foggy on that as well. Yeah.
Any Xbox Online, you got to pay for Xbox Gold, and that's like $60 a year. So I buy Battlefront for $60. I got to pay to play online for $60 for a year. And then the DLC stuff that'll come out in January is probably gonna be like another $60 altogether.
Well, if you
want to spend $180 on this game,
but you're looking at the PlayStation Plus or the Xbox Live Gold as I'm just buying it for Battlefront. You know you're not. You're buying it for Halo. You're buying it for the free. You get a free game every month. You get 2 free games every month. It ends up paying for itself.
When I got Halo, though, it came with 2 weeks of Xbox Gold, which was fun enough for me to play Halo, and then I moved on to Tomb Raider and Fallout.
Right.
So like it would be an investment for me in the future if I want to go back and play online.
You know, I mean, but like I was saying, it pays for itself with the free games you get. Sometimes you get shit games, sometimes you get good ones. It really just depends on what they're releasing.
Really.
You know, every month you get a free game. And, I mean, like, if you plan on playing online, even if you're like, I play GTA online all the time. You know, like, I play a few online games, and I'm like, I love jumping into that. But, I mean, yeah, I'm not a heavy let's go play online, but I will for Battlefront. I'll be like, if I got 5-6 of my guys, we'll all do our own thing. We'll fuck each other up. That's fun. I'm more fun with let's play online with friends. I'm not a... I'm going to play on my own online and then just, like, fuck around. Like, if the 4 of us were playing Battlefront in a big group of, like, 20 people, it'd be a blast for me.
Yeah, that'd be great.
That would be fun.
So
but
I'm
you are my only friend, Matt. And you have a PlayStation.
Wow, Lamar.
You know what?
Chase, wow.
Wait, you're my
I don't know
friend
you,
too.
Chase.
I just met Brook. He's
like,
gonna be my
he's
second
pretty cool
friend.
so far.
okay.
So
All
far,
right,
good.
I have
Yeah.
feelings.
Lamar, I never trusted Lamar since he stole your Xbox when we first met.
Lamar, you
That's
stole
racist.
an
That's
Xbox.
just racist. I only did
You
it.
admitted it.
In the past, it
just-
hasn't happened yet. It's a different timeline.
Yeah, the other Lamar.
We're in the 2015 on this one, whereas the 2015 over here, it went on.
Thanks for pointing for all the listeners at home.
Yeah, they're really gonna see that.
People get it. People understand the things that I do. It's
Is
terrific.
anyone
Terrific.
the one Afro Ninja in this timeline?
Well, you're the one, two fro ninja, fro.
Two Fro Ninja.
I don't think it has the same
Actually, I
ring
like that.
to it.
Only one.
All right, go kill him then, Highlander. God damn. I don't really have much more on Battlefront. I want to play it a little bit more. You haven't.
Same
gotten
here.
it
I
yet,
think
right?
I'm gonna stick around after this to play it with you.
Yeah,
'cause-
I'm gonna boot it up after we're done. I think we got to wrap it up because we're running short on time.
No.
But we are going to start doing a monthly retro podcast. It's going to be on the first Saturday of every month. We're actually piloting our first one on the day after, the weekend after Thanksgiving because we're not recording. So we're going to have a preloaded episode to go for the one after Thanksgiving. So we'll pilot it there. We actually have some cool things lined up for our retro podcast. I have the developer of a classic game calling in. We'll talk about that more on the podcast we're going to do. We got to kind of roll out. So
We had the final version of the new theme song.
oh
this
yes,
episode.
it was. I loved it. You heard it before.
Oh,
we were
Oh
doing it.
yeah,
That
it
was
was
in the
so
beginning.
epic.
That was great.
And unlike the last time we gave kudos to the theme song, we actually heard it this time before we said how good it was. Brooke, where can we find you?
Find me on Twitter at Brook_33. And on Xbox Live, if I get gold, at Brookman33.
Lamar.
Every single social media site in place, one Afro Ninja. That's DA1 Afro Ninja.
Chase, what do we got for you? buddy?
Every social media thing, it's ChasyLA1093. Chasey with the Y.
I gotta
How do
get
you
that
spell
one
Chasey?
thing.
It's my name with the Y at the end.
Perfect.
And LA.
EY?
That's it. What's that?
CHASEY.
That's it.
Okay.
Okay, that's it.
I gotta work on getting the one name across networks.
Yeah, I'm still
different
working on
for
that with
somebody.
our shit because some things were Matt in the Man Cave, some were at the Matt Cave 42. You can find me. I don't know why because I use our Facebook and our Twitter as my own personal one half the time. But if you want to follow me, it's Matt J House on Twitter, verified. You imagine that I got it verified. Who the fuck
verified?
are you? No, yeah, I looked into getting us verified. They choose who they verify.
Yeah, and it's like being knighted. It's so random. You have to have a certain amount of followers and a certain amount of traffic on your page, and then they're just like,
Yep.
yes, we will give you the check mark.
But every week we go into our little catchphrase, our very, very poignant coined catchphrase that we own full rights over, and I like to get our guests to say it with us. Okay, so
Oh wait, can I add one last thing before we
Quick.
go into this? Shout out to Carmine for helping us with the theme song, doing the announcing bit in the beginning.
Yep, shout out to Carmine.
Carmine,
and
you're
Chad
awesome.
also is helping us out with some voice stuff. We haven't actually worked any of it in yet, but we're getting Chad and Carmine to help us
That's
with
Carmine Costadora and
yep,
Chad Cook.
Car Moon on Twitter, and he's Captain Mad Murdoch on Twitter. It's CPTN Mad Murdoch on Twitter, so you
or
can find
as
Chad
we
there.
know him, the Chocolate Bangle.
The Chocolate Bangle.
Chocolate Bangle.
We're rolling back. So I say, as we say every week on Matt in the Man Cave, and then we all come in and we go, see you later. That's our catchphrase. See you later. Very, very
And then
individual.
Lamar and I will say things that will
And then
annoy
they
Matt.
usually don't run along with it because they like to make me furious. So I'll be like, I'll be there every week. See you later. So that's what we're going to do. So are we ready, guys? Ready to wrap it up? So as we say here every week on Matt in the Man Cave, see you later.
Tuesday or something.
Anal fissures. Fucking avalanche. You
The last Afro.
There's only one.
Have a question you want answered? Have a game you want us to discuss? Just want to tell us to go fuck ourselves? Find us on Facebook under Matt in the Man Cave, on Twitter at TheMattCave42, and you can email us at TheMattCave42@gmail.com.
The views and opinions of the individuals on this podcast do not reflect the views and opinions of Matt in the Man Cave and its affiliates.